Alright, hey guys. So no one showed up for my Zoom today. Today is November 3rd, 2020, and I'm going to be going over the Unit 5 review. But before, things I want to show you on Zoom is like a little trick that you can use to help you with your exam. So I will tell you this, that on quizzes, one of the things I picked is for the questions to be shuffled and responses to be shuffled. So the order will not go here on your Google Classroom to Classroom, and you go over here to Lesson Plan, and you click on that. Alright. Sugarfoots, come on now. Sorry, my computer is acting a fool. It's probably because there's so much going on at once. Or their voices. It's because other teachers had students show up for their Zoom. Not bitter. Okay, so if you click on lesson plans, a document like the following will show up. And what these are is it's where I again here. But there is a little trick on this that can help you, especially with your exams. If you're someone who stresses out about the timer or someone who needs a little bit more extra time to solve the problems, this is going to be extremely helpful if it ever pops up. This will probably be 2 videos, and I will still be making a Zoom video for Tuesday. Alright, so my recording stopped because my microphone stopped working. I don't know what's going on with my computer. Oh, come on. Seriously. Okay, maybe I can just walk you through it since it's taking it forever to load. Alright, so if you go to where it says lesson plans and you click on the actual lesson plans themselves on your Google Classroom, you can scroll down to the week. For instance, you would scroll down to this week, which is November 30th through December 4th, and you will find a link to the test, and it would be if you have a printer at home, and you can take the test on pencil and paper. Now, I suggest if you don't print it that you write the question so that whenever you do go onto your quizzes and you take the test that way, that you know which question lines up with which one. So just a little helpful hint, okay? If you didn't notice, this test you do have more than one attempt on it. So the first time, if you don't like what score you got, take it again. Now, another thing, for those of you who watch this video and find this out, congratulations. Your reviews, I looked to see it. That's right. It's been a secret, but it has been unlocked. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this review, and I'm especially going to put like stars or little like dots or something like that over questions that you'll see on the actual exam or some that are like it. And I know that for a fact because I have the exam up on my computer screen right now, so I can tell you which one of these are actually on your test. Alright, so you have 33 questions on your exam, so let's go over this review. So the first question we have is a segment of a triangle. Well, let's see. We're looking for like mid or middle and triangle. Let's see. Median sounds kind of like middle of a triangle, but maybe what about mid segment of a triangle? That was not on your test. I don't think it is. No, it's not. Okay. This next one is, though. Alright. What is the former correctly? A mid-segment is a segment that's kind of in the middle of a triangle. So this would be is what we call the third side. So your formula for the mid-segment of a triangle is 2 times the mid equals the third side. Okay? This one is on your test. Okay? Next, we have a segment that intersects another segment perpendicularly, so that means it creates a 90-degree angle at its midpoint. So we're looking for something that is a right angle or perpendicular. And midpoint, well, let's see. Angle bisector, no right angle there. Altitude, altitudes have right angles, but that's all they have. Medians, all they have is midpoints. But what about a perpendicular bisector? We have a right angle, perpendicular. Bisector means to cut in half, so that means it's at the midpoint. Ta-da! Guess what? This one, it stopped again. This is going to be a rough day, y'all, but we're going to make it. Okay. All right, so point of congruency is whenever three of these special kinds of segments intersect of three perpendicular bisectors. Okay, so this means three perpendicular bisectors intersect. When three perpendicular bisectors intersect, it is called a circumcenter. Okay, this one is definitely on your exam. Okay, next, the point of congruency of three angle bisectors. This one is also, I know, on your exam. This is known as an incenter. Okay. All right, so our bisectors all have the word center in them, circumcenter or incenter. All right, next, all right, a ray that divides an angle. So we're dealing with an angle that's being divided. Well, let's see, maybe an angle bisector. Also, this is what that looks like. So we have our angle bisector. Okay, all right. Next, we have midpoint, all right? So if we have a triangle, and we just go from a vertex to a midpoint, nothing special is happening, that is known as a median, because it goes through a middle, okay? All right, it goes to a middle, known as a median. All right, now this next one, oh, that one is also on your exam. I think all the rest of the vocab on here is on your exam. All right, so a segment from a vertex of a triangle, so we're back inside a triangle, to the opposite side at a right angle. So if it just has a right angle, it's got a lot of attitude, so it's an altitude. On your okay, point of congruency, again, that means three of them intersecting. Let's see how many more times my computer can mess up trying to record this video for you guys. Okay, it's in the tab board that we have. Point of congruency for three medians. This is known as a centroid. This one's the most important one because it comes with a whole bunch of formulas, but we're going to go over those later on in this review. All right, so on your exam, let's see, how many questions do we have like this? You have 2 questions like this, and this is where, now remember, not perpendicular, parallel. Now remember, parallel means they're not going to touch. So in other words, you're always going to be saying the mid-segment and the third side are never going to touch each other. So for example, this one here gives you NP, and it wants to know, well, what's parallel to NP? NP is a mid-segment, so what's parallel to it is the third side. So you're looking for something that has B and A involved. Questions like that on your exam. All right. All right, so next are questions like these right here. This is dealing with your mid-segment formula. You have 1, 2 questions like that on your exam. And remember your mid-segment formula, which we already talked about, vocab section, is 2 times the mid equals the third side. Okay? So mid is always going to be in the middle, third side is always going to be across from it. So they want to know DE, and we know GI. So what's important here is to be able to identify which one's the mid and which one's the third. So mid is in the middle, third is across from it. So DE equals 4, and then we just solve for DE by dividing by 2, and we get our answer is 2. So on problems like these, you're either going to divide by 2 or multiply by 2 in the simplest way, okay? You have 2 questions like that on your exam. All right, next we have this one right here. You have 1, 2, surprise, 2 questions like this on your exam. This is also using the mid-segment formula. So we have 2 times the mid equals the third side. So let's see what we're working with here. We know this one's in the middle and which one's the third side. So this one is our mid. So we have 2 times x plus 15 equals, and then this one is our third. So that would be x plus 20. All right, you're going to do the same thing to solve these. We're going to first distribute. That gives us 2x plus 30 equals x plus 20. Who'll be calling me? Hello? Yeah? Yeah. Sorry guys, had to answer that. My bad. Alright, so now we're just going to solve for x here. You can do constants and variables more. So we have 2x, and we want to move the x over, so we got to make it opposite. So that gives us x, negative 10, and we're done. We don't have to do anything else. You're gonna have. Alright, let's see what else we're working with her. I don't think there's any questions like this on your exam. No questions like these. But you would just solve for x and then plug it back in if you do the review and want a lot of bonus points. Alright, questions like this though. These are the ones when we're dealing with our medians. So we have 3 formulas we work with. We have parts of it. See if we can find all of them. So we're dealing with F to U, Q to U. Alright, so F is a vertex, U is a centroid, okay, and Q is a midpoint. So those are the parts of that, and of course the entire thing is considered a median. So the formula we're working with here, because this right here, F to U, is vertex to centroid, and then from U to Q, that would be centroid to midpoint. Alright, so let me see if you have a question like this. You have a question exactly like this one, except for different letters and numbers on your exam. Okay, so you're going to be using this formula I'm about to give you on the actual exam. So this formula is 2 times the midpoint to centroid, so this part here, is equal to the vertex to centroid. That would be this part right here. So in other words, we would say 2 times UQ equals FU. I know what that sounds like. You can snicker if you like. It is kind of funny. Okay, so here we go. We got 2 times 7 equals FU, so our final answer is 14. Now let me check on this one here. Oh no, you don't have one like this on your test. Wait, let me check the next one. Not. I lied. Sorry. Let me find one you do have. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give you the formula that you're going to use on your exam because they're both the same. So on your exam, they're the same. XK, yeah. JF. So it's the whole segment is equal to 3 times centroid to midpoint. Okay, so median, for example, if we're looking at this one up here, number 27, that would be like saying FQ is equal to 3 times UQ. Okay, all right, so that could help you, but this is the formula you'll actually use on the exam for 2 questions. Okay, you have 2 questions like this. All right, you have no questions like these right here. I didn't put any algebra ones like this in, so there's no questions like these. You're welcome. So, alright, so the next set of questions you have are like these right here. This is 5556 stuff. This is where you're going to order the angles from smallest to largest. Remember, small is always across from short, and largest is always across from long. And I'm going to run out of time. Video 2 is on its way. Bye!